You've read the title and you've seen the thumbnail. In the next, however long this video is, I'll show you exactly how we were able to increase our conversions and sales to be able to get $21,000 in 11 days with only one video and close a $7,000 deal in 40 minutes without any objections. This is not a regular funnel that I'm going to be showing you, and it's not going to be like one of those videos where they show you one or two funnels that might end up working, but they don't even demonstrate how it can even be implemented. So if you can't sit down to watch this video, you'll be leaking sales and missing out on a lot of cash on the table. Now, first we have to address the elephant in the room and address really the troublesome concerns that are keeping your conversions stuck. One of the main ones are if they just watch my valuable content, they'll DM me and they want to buy my service, or if they just watch my valuable content, I can DM them and sell them on the DMs. Or if they just watch my valuable content, they'll go to my link and book in a call. We have to understand why this doesn't work. And to do that, we have to understand the buyer journey. So why it doesn't work at the moment in the current market is because it's evolved and it become very, very sophisticated. So instead of them going to an ad or watching an organic video and then landing on the landing page, going to the VSL, booking a call, and then closing on a call, it's much different now because trust has gone down significantly. So what people do nowadays is they typically watch an ad or an organic video, and then they'll watch another YouTube video from yours, and they'll perhaps go back and watch one of your IG reels the next day, and then they'll DM you, and then they'll go back, watch another YouTube video, read an email, consume one of your lead magnets, DM, convo, watch a YouTube video, and then book a call. The buyer journey has evolved now, and we need to really conceptualize this to understand how to move and how to cater our sales process and be able to increase conversions to the highest level possible. And the way you do that is not necessarily with a funnel. The way you can do that is through what I call a sales domain, which is basically an ecosystem to build so much trust and likability with your prospects that they see you as the only and best solution and ultimately end up investing with you and give you dream case studies. Whereas the old process, they just turn from a stranger to a lead and then they buy. First step of creating your sales domain is having an ascension offer in place. This is going to allow you to create predictable monthly recurring revenue in your business with customers paying you on a monthly basis instead of just being stuck with one-time sales and having to chase after new clients every month. So it's going to make your business very scalable. It's ultimately going to result in dream customers, which are much easier to turn into dream high-ticket clients rather than just selling people into one high-ticket offer or having multiple offers scattered out where it's like one's a digital product, one's a course, so on and so forth. Just having one offer that's broken down into different levels of access to keep things very streamlined and make your business very scalable with MRR. And this is obviously better than the way of strangers turning into a lead and then just buying a one-time purchase. Let's take an SEO growth offer, for example. At the bottom stage, you'll have just free YouTube content, for example, and also freebies, lead magnets that you can promote on those YouTube content. That's for $0. That's just giving value out to people at no cost. And then the next level up is starting to get more access to you in the way of like a course, for example, or a digital product or a community. For example, it would be named SEO Mastery Community, and then an inner circle is the next level up where they get more access to you, so obviously they pay more, and then one-on-one is the most access to you, which they pay the most for, so that's the high ticket offer. And just to help you visualize the results you can expect from this in a 90-day time frame, as opposed to just having one high ticket offer, is with this ascension model in place, assuming we gain 3,000 followers in that 90-day time frame, this is the results you'd expect. Let's say 5% of those 3,000 new followers gained by ascend into the first stage, which is the low ticket offer, and buy the $47 offer. That's going to be $7,000 collected. Let's say 20% of them ascend to the next level up, which could either be the higher end of the third stage down, which is the course or digital product or community, or it could be the inner circle. You'd have 20% of them ascend to that, so it'd be 30 clients, which is $15,000 collected over that time frame, and 25% of them are going to ascend to high ticket. And let's say your high ticket offer is $3,000 in this case. That's going to be 7 new clients gained, which is $21,000, and that's one time cash collected for that time frame. This means that you'd end up with $42,000. And so if we compare it with only going with the high ticket offer, for example, this is the typical conversion rate. If 1% of them book a call, about 30% close, which is a typical close rate in the industry, at $3,000, you'd collect 27,000 USD, which is obviously way less than going with the Ascension model. The next and very crucial stage is the VSL. This is obviously a core pillar of your sales process. You have to have some sort of video sales letter or sales letter. Now, a video sales letter works super well because it's in video. 80% of content consumed now is video. And what this does is solve the following issues in your prospects' minds. This is what I've been missing. This is what I need to get me to my goal. I realize why everything I've tried in the past has failed and why this is going to be different. I clearly see this is a no-brainer. This this clearly works. This is what I need. And because it solves that many concerns in their mind, it basically makes it clear that you're the best solution. You actually want them to watch it and not sound like everyone else's sales letter. And a good way to do this is with a pattern interrupt hook. It can either be action-based or a statement pattern interrupt hook. An action-based one would be something like lighting up a candle, for example, at the start as the hook. A statement would be something like saying, all right, so this is probably going to be the least formal VSL you're ever going to see. So this would be an example of a statement pattern interrupt hook. It generated millions for our clients in revenue, and I'm going to leave it below in the description somewhere so you can use it to create your own VSL or optimize your current one. The next stage is creating your 3 YouTube sales assets, which are YouTube videos that address your prospects' 3 biggest pain points. By doing this, they're going to have all their objections about your service solved in their mind, so that when they do book a call, they're completely sold and it basically just becomes an order taking call instead of, having to have an all out sales war with them when you get them on the call. This is the framework you can lay out for these 3 YouTube videos, YouTube assets that are going to address their biggest pain points. You can lay out the objections and concerns they'll have around that pain point, map them out, and then address them surgically within the video while making the video obviously entertaining and applying the right video structure to create the right viewer experience, which is something I'm going to cover in another video, or you'll find Ethan had already covered in one of his videos in his channel, which I'm going to link in the description below. He goes over everything regarding viewer experience, video structure, qualified YouTube traffic, and getting, a lot more traffic through that. Definitely worth checking that out. Once you've done that, then your prospects' objections will pretty much be answered within these videos, and it's just going to create smooth calls that are going to result in something like this, right? Closing a $7,000 deal in 40 minutes like we've done with literally 0 objections. If you want me to upload the sales call for that, let me know by typing something like sales call in the description. The next stage is owned audience nurturing. This will allow you to own your audience away from social media, which is super important, because what happens if your accounts end up getting banned? You can potentially lose all your business. But if you have an email list, you can pretty much always sell to them, and it's going to allow you to nurture them on the back end and convert them with something like one-time opportunity offers. This deserves really its own separate video, which I'm going to create soon in the future. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell. Emails are really effective in converting prospects, nurturing them on the back end with story type copywriting and one-time opportunity offers, which is actually something I'm going to cover here in a second. But alternatively as well, optionally, you can also run a free community along with the email list, or just go with a free community instead, in which you'll have, course material that prospects will be able to see and consume and build more trust and get nurtured, weekly live calls and community live chats. And then you can also have an appointment setter reach out to them within the community to qualify them and book them in as a call. So that's obviously the advantage there with having a community platform. That's ultimately up to you. Communities can lengthen the sales cycle potentially, so you can go with either. I just want to cover the email side of things, because email is really a core mechanism in terms of backend nurturing. Results you can expect running specific email sequences that have one-time opportunity offers ingrained within them versus just traditional email sequences. Let's say it's a 90-day time frame, and let's assume that we gain 2,000 email list subscribers within that time frame with moderate audience engagement, 2 to 3 emails a week, and having a standard YouTube ecosystem where we're funneling traffic from. With a one-time opportunity offer, these are the results you can expect. So email open rate is more, click-through rate is more, sales conversion rate is way more, and the revenue is obviously a lot more as well. All the numbers just end up being a lot better. And the reason why it outperforms traditional email sequences is because, number one, you give them a low barrier to entry, right? So instead of trying to sell them a $3,000 high ticket offer in the emails, no matter how much nurturing you do, it's much easier for them to first get a taste of what it's like working with you and going with a $297 offer, able to make a quick a faster decision. And it also triggers psychological factors as well, like urgency and scarcity, which you can also embed within those one-time opportunity offers to make email super effective at converting for you. And this is what I'm actually going to cover on the video I make about one-time opportunity offers and email sequences as well. But number 2 is pretty much covering exactly, reiterating what I just said, which is, buyers are likely to buy again, because if customers buy one initial offer from you that's lower priced first, they're way more likely to buy again, 7 times more likely, in fact, from all of Google's massive amounts of data. It gives a lot more people an opportunity to ascend into your high ticket offer at a much higher success rate. Also introduces urgency. Also, the one-time opportunity offers complete this trust loop and monetizes the middle of funnel traffic. If you think about it in the way of like the amount of buyers in the market, there's typically 70% that are just looking around, not really looking to buy. 27% of them now are starting to be interested in actually purchasing a solution, but they're just looking at what fits them best in a sense. And then bottom of funnel is people who are just ready to buy. Typically with traditional funnels, sales, you only take advantage of the 3% of people that are ready to buy and you lose everyone else forever. But with this sales domain, we take advantage of the middle of funnel and also the top of funnel. But this specifically with emails takes advantage of the middle of funnel because you're giving them a quick decision to make to get a taste of your service before committing to an expensive investment with you. The next stage now is the pre-call process. This is super crucial for whenever you get a prospect booking in a call with you to show that you have proof of results and also to explain how your service is unique and break down your structure as compared to different structures and why it's the best. And this is a very good opportunity to do that. This is going to allow for people to show up to the call knowing why you're unique, why you're the most ideal solution. And also they're showing a lot of social proof, so they have a lot more trust built now. You can ideally show them case studies of specific people you've helped that were in their situation. And so how you can apply this process really is making sure you have a call confirmation sequence in place. Make sure you have reminders going out from the stage they book in to when they sit the call. Make sure the confirmation triggers are firing correctly, both on email and message. And then have a post-booking page that they're redirected to, something that looks like this, which just comes across a lot more professional. This page is going to serve to show them how your service is unique compared to others in the market, and also showing social proof and testimonials below. If you want a template of the pre-call booking page where they're redirected to after they book, just message me pre-call on Instagram and I'll happily send you the exact one we use. That's allowed us to effectively increase our show up rates and have clients, closing without many objections, and also collecting $21,000 in 11 days as well. And the final stage is the closing process. You can either go the 2-call close way or the 1-call close way. I would recommend the 2-call close path if you don't have much traction with your personal brand yet, or if you're not clearly an established authority within your niche yet. The reason for that is because people don't really see you as that authority yet. This process is going to really lower the friction to them booking a call with you and giving their time to you. You can offer them a initial 15-minute audit roadmap session where you're going to go over their current process, what they're doing wrong, and certain things they can improve, and you can lay out a roadmap of exactly the steps they can take to reach their goals. But this is going to give you a lot of ammo that you can then take to be able to finalize a perfect roadmap for them on the next call, and also a lot of ammo that you'll have information that you'll be able to handle their objections on the second call as well, which is going to increase your close rate massively. This is going to allow you to cash collect $3,000 to $10,000 deals straightforwardly. One other important thing to mention is that there's naturally going to be drop off when you add an extra stage because it creates friction in the process. That's just the laws of funnels. That's the trade-off you can get there, but you can do everything you can to really optimize your show rates, just giving them a really personal experience when they do book a call so that they show up to the next call and regularly have frequent touch points with them throughout the first call and second call as well. But obviously the other path you can take is a 1-call close, which is very straightforward. The thing with this is you're going to have a good closing ability or hire a closer to be able to close your high ticket deals effectively. We place closers for our clients with a YouTube funnel, but if you want to know how to close effectively, I can include a alchemy closing script that we've used to close $7,000 deals plus at a 40% close rate. I can include that in the description below. Let me know if that's something you want. Yeah, this is the other path. It's super straightforward, and then you're just collecting $3,000 to $10,000 deals. I am going to be hosting free audit calls in regards to your funnel for the month of June. If you would like to get your funnel audited and see how a sales domain could work within your business to generate higher conversions, double, even triple in some cases your conversions from your current lead flow, then feel free to book a call down below. It'll be a 15-minute audit call. I'll show you what's happening within your business, current constraints within your funnel, how you can adjust and implement better things within your funnel to ultimately get results where you're closing $7,000 plus deals and collecting a lot more money. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. That's it for me. I will see you on the next one and hope to speak soon.